You ready?
Yes. Hi.
Okay. Get
I
back
am
into
in
it. You
I'm
want
in
the light? There
Australia.
we go. There we go. That's better light. This is good
That's
light.
better?
Yes.
Oh yeah.
Valencia, where you calling me from?
I'm calling you from Australia.
Australia's in the building. I've been in a lot of international calls tonight. We had Colombia, we had London, now we have Australia. See, I watch my show everywhere.
Yes, I've been following you for a while.
I love it. I hear feedback. Do you have me on a TV or something?
No. Um
Oh
no.
no, no. I can hear the Australian accent. No. Valencia, are you from Australia?
No. I come from a country called Vanuatu. It's in the South Pacific. But I've been living in Australia for more than half of my life.
Wow. How old are you,
Yeah.
Valencia? Am I saying it right? Is it Valencia?
Valencia, yeah.
Yeah. How old are you?
I'm shoot, I've just turned 43. So I'm 43, yeah.
43, calling from Australia. Do you have any children?
Yes. Yes, I
How many
do.
how many kids do you have?
I have five children, so four with one guy, and one obviously has a different dad. But they're all grown. My youngest is 15,
So give me all the ages.
uh, 22, 20, 20, 8, 19, sorry, 17, and 15.
So 22, 20, 19, 17, and 15
Yes,
by two men, correct?
yes.
Have you ever been married?
No, been engaged though, but called that off about 2 weeks before the wedding.
Who was you engaged to? One of your kids' dads?
The first guy, I had 4 kids to him.
Why didn't y'all get married? Why you call it off?
Um, it was just too much drama. Um, Preparing for the wedding, and yeah, it was just too much. It was just too much drama for me. I wasn't near my family, and for me, coming from like my background, a wedding is such a big thing. I didn't have that support. My mom was in Australia. I was basically felt alone. I didn't really have anyone apart from the church um, support, and yeah, there's a whole lot of drama behind it, so I just had to call it off.
And this is, did you guys get engaged after you had your fourth baby?
No, we got engaged um before our first one, before our first child, and then I called it off before the first child was born. So, but
So
we
you called off
continued.
the
We
engagement, but then you have four kids by him?
Yeah, we did. It wasn't anything to do with our relationship. It was just too much drama. I spoke to my dad at that time when he was still alive. I said, Dad, I can't go through it. And Dad said, you don't have to, and that was it.
Well, I
That
guess
was
my
all.
question would be, if you couldn't marry him and you didn't have any kids yet, why did you decide to have four children by him when you realized you couldn't marry him?
Like I said, it wasn't anything to do with our relationship at that time. It was just to do with the support from our family. His family wasn't near, my family wasn't near. It was just too much on both of us. So we called
So
it
why
off.
not just okay? But my question is, why not just get married? Because you're saying you caught up the engagement 2 weeks after, I guess, when you guys were engaged, and you had no kids at this time.
No, I was pregnant though. I
Oh,
was
you was
pregnant.
pregnant.
Yeah,
Okay, so you was pregnant with your first child, and you caught off the engagement, the
I,
wedding.
I called off. Yeah, I
But
called
then
off.
you
Yeah,
had two more kids by him.
3.
You had three more kids. Okay, that's okay. So I guess I'm trying to understand, why have three more kids and spend all these years with him if you didn't want to marry him?
I guess it was mutual. We didn't really. We were in a place. We're at a space in our lives where that wasn't. It wasn't important to us at that time. It was just we were quite happy to just live our lives the way it was, and hoping for our family to sort of eventually come to be in support of us. It was everything to do with our family. That's basically it.
Okay. All right. Well, do you want to get married? Is that even a goal of yours?
Look, growing up, I never really sort of thought about it. it wasn't something that it was like, oh, one day I'm going to get married. No, but I guess like I'm open to it if the opportunity and the right person, obviously, you know, comes along. I'm open to it, but I don't really expect it.
Okay, fair enough. Let's keep going. So Valencia, Australia, 43, mom of five kids by two men. What's your zodiac sign, Valencia?
I'm a Gemini.
And what do you do for a living?
I have my own consultant agency. So I cater to the Pacific Islanders in the Australian community. I liaise them with work, housing, and just getting them settled into Australia, basically.
Okay. The time has come. Valencia, Australia, 43, Gemini, owns her own consultant agency. Mom of five kids by two men. What kind of men are you looking for now, honey?
Um, Someone that's down to earth, open, transparent. Transparency is a big thing for me. Um, I guess, yeah, someone that's just honest, to be honest, because I'm very open. I'm honest, and I've I say I say what I mean what I say. That's basically what I expect. I expect the same courtesy, the same respect back.
Okay. What are your deal breakers?
Liars, cheaters, someone that can't hold their own. As soon as I see the first sign of that, I'm out. You know, I hold my own, so I expect the same. That's basically it.
Okay. Um, should he look a certain way?
Taller than me, I'm 5'5".
Oh yeah, that should be easy. Five,
Yeah.
well, like he's taller than you. Okay. What about money? Should he make a certain amount of money?
Not necessarily, Kendra. I prefer the guy to be able to hold his own. I don't want, unless we're married and, or we're in a serious relationship, I kind of, yeah, like expect we share everything, but from the get-go, have your own stuff, look after your own, you know, and I kind of expect things to fall into place if we were to be like serious, you know?
Okay. Do you want a man in Australia?
Yeah, I can't do long distance.
Can't do long distance. Okay, let's do the Kendra Cam.
Oh, good Lord. Hold on. Sorry, I was cleaning my room, so bear with me. Put my pants up.
Okay. All right, baby. Okay. So we got Valencia, Australia. When was your last relationship?
Um, a little, I wouldn't, I don't know if I would call it a relationship, Kendra. It was, it was a bit of I don't know. He just didn't know what he wanted. So I would say probably 2 years.
2 years ago. Okay.
Yeah.
You don't have to answer, but I'm gonna ask. When's the last time you was intimate with someone?
I don't want to answer that. That's a bit private. So I'll pass
Okay.
on that question.
3 flaws you have to work on.
My flaws, oh my God, Kendra. I have to work on my delivery because I'm brutally honest, and whatever comes in here just kind of fly out from my mouth. I don't really stop to think. Like if I see something, I call it for what it is, and that's it. I've got to work on my delivery. I'm not really soft. If people are soft and they're looking for some soft, you know, delivery, I'm not that person. So, but then again, I recognize that I do that, and I want to be able to work on that. Um, my tolerance level is very, very low. So I don't have a lot of patience for BS.
Okay.
and I don't want to put up with BS. But then again, I understand we all make mistakes and all that sort of stuff. I just don't have a lot of tolerance for that stuff.
Okay. And why would a guy be lucky to be with you?
Um, He'd be lucky to be with me because I'm loyal, I'm honest, I'm committed. Once you got me, once I know that okay, we're gonna make a thing, then I'm there. I'm there 110%.
110%. All right, Valencia, Australia. Are you on the Kendra G Singles dating app?
No, um, but I will download it. Oh shoot! Sorry,
I
sorry,
think
sorry,
your
Kendra.
name is taken. Let me see. I feel like your name might be taken. So you should think of another name. We have some questions for you. Do you want some questions?
Sure, I'm open to that.
All right. Coffee Killer said, so what's more important to you, marriage or an engagement? Do you value marriage at all after having 4 kids?
I've never been married, so I can't say that I value marriage more than my kids. I do know what it's like to have my kids, and I do value my kids. I've raised them all by myself. So they're old enough, they're doing their own thing. 4 of them are working, one of them's still in school. My kids are open. They are open to the fact that, I'll say it, sorry, Kendra, shit happens, like shit happens in life. So I've raised my kids to know and know that, whatever we go through in life, shit happens. So
Okay.
it's not the end of the world. We move, we get up, we move along. So I can't say that I know about marriage. I do know what it means to be in a committed relationship. And I know what I'm like in a committed relationship.
Okay. Divine Photo says, seems like you want a common law marriage situationship. If marriage isn't your ideal goal, you shouldn't have all these requirements. Just saying.
I understand that. I completely understand that. But like I said, I've never sort of envisioned myself getting married. I'm open to it. I really am. I'm open to it. But you know what it's like in this day and age, nothing is guaranteed. So I'm not sort of putting myself in that spot where I've got to get married. I've got to get married. I don't want to put myself in that position and then be disappointed. I want it to happen if it's going to happen.
Okay. Coffee Killer said, for the record, men of means only provide for our wife and children. We do not provide for friends, dates, and celebrate women. Okay. Coffee Killer, for each their own. I mean, I don't got enough
Okay.
energy. I'm kind of sick today. I can't
Oh, sorry,
like debate
Kendra.
you. But I know men that when they are dating a woman, they pay for dates. If you're a guy who wants to split every single bill with every single woman until you make her your wife, then so be it. That's your life. That's your wallet. Live your life the way you want to. All I'm going
Yep.
to say is, in my personal experience, I never met a man like that. All the men that I know actually get upset if you offer to pay for a date. They are offended that you reach for your wallet to pay for a date. So maybe you're a different type of man, Coffee Killer, and I don't got enough energy today to argue with you on that. Okay, so that's that.
Well, I've never met anyone who would bring out his wallet to pay. I've always been independent, always got
So when you
my
go on
own.
a date, you pay.
I pay. I'm the first one to pull my wallet out.
Okay. I mean, well, you might be the type of girl Coffee Killer is looking for. So she your
Mm.
idea girl, Coffee Killer, because she don't mind paying for the date. Why
I
do you
don't.
pay? Let me ask you a question. Why do you reach to pay? Why don't you let the man pay for the date?
Um. I don't know, Kendra. It's just natural to me. I just pay. And
And
then
they
there's
let you pay.
if I pay and there's no conversation, there's nothing. So this I don't go out to say, okay, you pay and I'll pay, or we go halves, or I don't do that. But if I pull my wallet out and I pay, and if I go second date and I still pay, then there's no third date.
The first date is crazy.
I know, but
And
you
I
know,
want to be clear on this because I'm not trying to say that. I do know there's a lot of entitled women walking this planet right now, and I do have sympathy for men with the entitlement women. But I will say this: as a man, if you simply do not, if you're dating a woman and you in your mind don't want to take her out to eat, and I'm not even saying an expensive date. I don't know men like that. I just really don't. I don't know in my real life of life, the men in my real life of circles when I'm out here in these streets, they pay for group dates. They're gonna pay because that's what they like to do. And I have seen men get literally upset when women have decided that, well, I'll pay. Now, if you're in a relationship, things change, right? That's different, you know. But I don't know if that's how y'all do it. Coffee Killer, she subscribes to what you feel, so maybe you should reach out to her because she don't mind paying. But
it's just,
nevertheless, I
I've
think I
never
don't know if we had any more questions for you.
I've
Um,
never met anyone who would reach out for his wallet
that
first.
is sad to me. You never
It is.
met a man that offered you out on a date that was willing to pay for the date,
No.
and you 43
And
years old.
and even so, if they pay, it's a split bill.
So even
Okay,
your
but
children, okay, the men you had kids with, two men, you were splitting bills with them.
I was actually oh God, the second one, the second one, oh, it was more either I got the bill or we split the bill. The first one, we were in once we had kids, we didn't really go out on dates. So
Okay,
um
this is a good question. Someone told me to ask, who asked for the date? Were you the one asking for the date?
no, the guys do.
So if they asked you
Um,
for the date, why did you pull out your wallet?
I don't know. I just do it. I just do it because I don't expect I don't expect it. So I just naturally pull out my wallet and pay.
So I'm not sure. Did you say in this conversation you want a provider?
I don't Kendra, if say I meet someone, we caught each other, we get to a point where we want to live together, then obviously there's going to be an arrangement. I work from home. My office is at home. So I'm not looking for a provider per se to cover the bills. I'm looking for someone, a partnership. I'm looking for a partnership. I'm not looking for someone to, hold me down.
Hmm. Well, I feel bad that you've always paid for every date you ever been on with a man.
Unfortunately, that's how it is, and it's I don't know. My dad, raised me. My mom raised me to be independent. So I guess, in a sense, it's just in me to be that way.
Okay. Listen, and here's the deal. I do think finances have, um, in all honesty, I do believe finances have messed up the dating game because I don't really always subscribe that you got to be with this whole rich guy. He has to take you on something so fabulous. But I do subscribe that men should date within their budget. And if your budget literally is $50, $40, I could take you to breakfast. You could go out to breakfast for $50, right? You could probably go out to
Absolutely.
breakfast for less, to be quite honest. Um, and I feel like as a man, if you can't do that, then you just shouldn't date right now, and that's okay too because life happens. But if you can't spend $50 on a woman to get to know her better within a conversation, then I would think you just should not date.
Exactly.
And I don't think a bare minimum $50 dates is a lot to ask as a woman, right? I'm not talking about these $500 dates. I'm not talking about, because there could be $500 dates, and there's some women who, if you ain't giving her a $300 date, she ain't going out with you. I'm not talking about that, but I'm talking about a bare minimum Starbucks coffee, Dunkin' Donuts coffee,
Mm-hmm.
breakfast. If you can't do
Absolutely.
that, baby, we can't do nothing.
You look, I'm not materialistic at all. I'm happy to. I've gone on dates where I bought, like, let's go down to the burger shop, get a couple of burgers, go sit by the lookout, have some,
I would say
eat
to you,
something there.
stop pulling out your wallet. Let him pull out his wallet. Walk in. I'm not saying, oh, again, I'm not talking about $1 million date, but no, you keep your wallet in your hand. When the food is done, say thank you so much for taking me out to lunch. Like, don't even reach. Don't set that tone of you about to pay.
I'll remember that, Kendra.
And I'm not saying I'm not talking about the women who. And again, when you're in a relationship, yeah, at times you might pay. Everything's gonna get blurry when you're in relationships because you might cook and you might cook more than he takes you out to eat. So essentially, you'll be paying more for food. So in relationships, is a little different. But in the courting stage, when you're getting to know each other, first date bare minimum. No, if you can't pay, we can't do a date. Someone's asking me to ask you this. Um, how often do you get a second date if you're paying for the first date?
I'll always go for a second date. I do want to give the person a benefit of the doubt. I'm open-minded. Just go, see, and I'm all about the conversation and all that. But yeah, so I always get a second date. Um,
Well, you
yeah,
always should get a second date because you paid for the first date.
I know, I know. But once I fork out my wallet again the second time, I know I'm not doing that. I'm not doing that because that's just someone's just taking me for a ride.
Okay. Yeah, absolutely. Evie Ray said, glory to her. More of y'all should start paying. I don't mind. Listen, I don't have a problem with women paying for meals at times, but not the first date. No, not the first date at all. Because you have to prove that you want. Listen, when a man likes you, here's the deal. We make things way more complicated than they already are. A man who likes a woman does not mind taking her out to eat. Okay, so let's just say let's a man who likes you will not mind taking you out to eat. Point blank. Period. So
Yeah,
if you have to pay for everything, that might mean you like him more than he likes you, and that should be your sign right there. Now I'm not talking about a person who is hard on life, and that's why I said right now maybe just don't date because I mean life happens, so I get that too. Coffee Killer said, entitled women are the ones I hide my wallet from, Kendra. Entitled women want sponsors, not a providing marriage-minded man. Okay, yeah, there are entitled women out there, and I
yeah,
have to give him that. I'm not
yeah,
talking about entitled women right now. I was talking about just regular courtship. All right. Well, listen,
yeah.
we gotta go, honey. But let's do this. You're gonna make your name what on the Kendra G singles dating app.
I will. I'll definitely do that right now after we're
Okay.
done.
All right. Well, you keep me posted how it goes, boo.
Thank you, Kendra. I hope you feel
Bye.
better.
You thank you so much. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Okay. Let me
Bye.
one thing I've learned, dating really isn't as complicated as people make it seem. It really isn't. Now life does happen, so there you have to give a grace for life happening. Somebody could lose their job, right? And that happens. Let's say you're in a relationship with a man who took care of everything and he lost his job. You as this woman, now it's time for you to show up and show out and hold things down, right? But I feel as though when a man likes a woman, he's gonna want to take you out. And again, I just gave a $50 date. I wasn't even talking about a real expensive date. He's gonna want to take you out. He's gonna want to work within his budget. And if you don't want to do that, then he don't like you. And take that as a sign and keep that shit moving. And it's that simple. Okay. Now for the entitled women, I do think there are some women who feel as though if you ain't taking me to Paris on the first date, then I can't talk to you. I'm not talking about that girl. I'm not talking about her. I'm not talking about that. Um, someone said this. Let's see what this says. Traditional women deserve traditional privileges. Strong, independent don't get that. I love taking care of a soft woman. Energy must be reciprocated. It definitely doesn't have to be sex. All right. Okay, so he loves taking care of a strong woman. All right, you guys. We got more questions? Hold on. Let's see what this one says. Jerry Rodriguez says, these American queens are not going to be satisfied with a $50 date. Come on, Kendra, don't confuse your guests. I mean, I don't know. I mean, you got to date within your budget, period, whatever your life is. To me, it's the gesture. It's the gesture that I'm talking about. And the reason I said $50, because if you can't afford a $50 date, then you just should not date. But a dating is about getting to know someone, having a conversation. You don't have to be in a fancy restaurant to have the first conversation. You don't have to, hey, let's link up. You tired? I'm about to go work out. You could work out, like call it a date, not call it a date. You could work out and then go to breakfast after, get smoothies. Like there's all ways to be creative. And if a woman doesn't want to do that, then maybe she ain't the woman for you. I mean, stay within your budget. You know your budget, you know your wallet, and don't go broke for nobody. But if you are trying to show a courtesy, like, hey, I could do this or I could do that, and then the woman's not down, then she ain't the woman for you and keep it moving. Like, I'm telling you, it's really not complicated. Y'all just make it complicated. You know why y'all make it complicated? Because y'all be wanting people that don't want y'all back. That's what it really comes down to. If you finding that you're going through a lot of shit, maybe that person doesn't like you as much as you like them. And it goes both ways. It goes like if she requiring you to take her to the moon, the stars, and the mountains, she might not like you that much. Okay, that's why you gotta take her to the moon, the stars, and the mountain to get her time. Because guess what? The guy she really like could just have a conversation. You see all the time. We hear all the time. Women out here open their legs up for no dates, right? Because she liked him. Because she liked him. Same thing with you, ladies. If he ain't calling you and he ain't trying to set up a date, he don't really like you. Okay? That's the truth. As soon as y'all accept the truth, then you can get results. Y'all can stop wasting y'all energy on people who don't like you back. It is that simple. And this is not a female thing. This is also a male thing too. Both people just want to talk about the women more in this conversation, but also men waste their time on women who don't really like you. That's why you got to pay so much to be around her because she don't really like you. Okay? So start spending more time with the people who really like you, and you're going to see how easy it really is. It's not complicated at all, to be quite honest.